Okay, today's video is going to be notes number 11, which is going to be multiplying polynomials. So this is going to be a review. So what we're going to be able to do by the end of the day today is you will be able to multiply our polynomials. So we're going to be able to multiply them, and then we're going to be able to simplify them. So it's going to go over what we're going to do whenever we multiply polynomials. So our coefficients, which are our numbers in front, we are going to multiply. And then what are we doing to the exponents? So those exponents on our variables, we're going to add. So we multiply our coefficients, add our exponents. Okay, let's go over to the first example on the review. So we have 2x squared times 3x cubed minus 3x squared. So we got to distribute this 2 to both terms in parentheses. So we're going to multiply our coefficients. So we're going to have 2 times 3, which is 6. And then add our exponents. So 2 plus 3 is 5. So we're going to have x to the 5th. Then we're going to do 2 times negative 3, which is going to give you negative 6. And then add your exponents, 2 plus 2, which is going to give you 4. And that is our simplified expression. The next one, we're going to do the same thing. So 2x times 4x squared, you're going to get 8x cubed because there's a 1 on that x right there. So you do 1 plus 2. Then you're going to have 2x plus 7 times 7x. That's going to give you 14x squared. Okay, so those are our first two examples. Now we're going to go down to the bottom where it gets a little bit trickier. So when we multiply polynomials together, we can either distribute, which is what we were doing above, or you can use the box method. We're going to be using the box method. Now, if you feel more comfortable with distribution, you can use distribution. Okay, so our first example, we have 2x minus 3 and x plus 2. So if you're using the box method, you want to create a 2 by 2 box because we have 2 terms in each set of parentheses. So we're going to put 2. Sorry, I needed a little bit bigger box. So you have 2x and negative 3 on the top, and then you put your x and your positive 2 at the side. Doesn't matter if you were to flip which side those are on. So your first box, you're going to do x times 2x to get 2x squared. Negative 3 times x, because that's where this box is negative 3x. So this box on the bottom, you're going to do 2x times 2, and that's going to give you 4x. Then you do negative 3 times 2 to give you negative 6. Then you write this into your expression. So 2x squared is going to be your first term because you take your biggest exponent. Your diagonals, you will always be able to combine. Now, whenever I say combine, you're going to add or subtract them. So 4 minus 3 is going to give you just 1x. And then your negative 6 at the bottom is going to stay the same. Okay, moving on to number 2. We have x minus 3 squared. That squared does not mean you distribute it. It means you have x minus 3 twice. So I have my 2 binomials, so I'm going to create my box. So I have x and negative 3 and x and negative 3. So x times x is x squared because they both have an exponent of 1, so I add them. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. And then negative 3 times negative 3 is going to give me a positive 9. Then I write my simplified expression. I have x squared. Combine your diagonals. So negative 3 and negative 3 is going to give me a negative 6x. And then bring down your constant, or your last box. Okay. So that is the second one. Moving on to the third one. So this one we have is a little bit different because we have that 5 in front. Now, whenever you have this, the first thing you want to do is this 2. It means you have 2 of your x plus 2. So we want to write that first. Keep your 5 on the outside. Now, once you have that done, you can distribute this 5. This 5 is only going to go to the first set of parentheses, not to the second. So we have 5x plus 10, and then we have x plus 2. So then I have my two binomials, so I'm going to create my box. So I have 5x and 10, and I have x and 2. X times 5x is going to give me 5x squared. 10 times x is going to give me 10x. 5x times 2 is going to give me 10x, and then 10 times 2 is going to give me 20. Then write your simplified expression, so I get 5x squared. 10x and 10x I can combine to get 20x, because remember I add them, and plus 20. And that is my answer. Okay, moving down to number 4. This one you just need to distribute. So I'm going to do 3 times 2x cubed times negative 4x and by 2. 3x times 2x cubed is going to give you 6x to the 4th because multiply your coefficients. Add your exponents. 3x times negative 4x is going to give me negative 12x squared. And then 3x times 2 is going to give me a positive 6x. And that is my simplified expression. Okay, going on to number 5. So number 5 is going to be the hardest that we're going to do with multiplying right now. So the first thing we see is this 2. So that means we need to take 2 and write x minus 3 first. X minus 3 twice first. Tack on your plus 4. This plus 4 we're going to save to the very end. So we're just going to leave that there. We need to make sure we don't forget about it though. I'm going to distribute this 2 to the first set of parentheses only. I got 2x minus 6. X minus 3, and then I got my plus 4. So then I'm going to create my box. I have my 2x plus 6, my x minus 3, and then this plus 4, and then I'm going to add it to my constant. I know there's going to be a constant in this bottom corner, so I'm going to it's going to go by itself. So I'm going to put plus 4 down there. 2x times x is going to give me 2x squared. 6 times x is going to give me 6x. 2x times negative 3 is going to give me negative 6x. I did something wrong. Oh, this should be a negative 6. Sorry, guys. So that should be a negative 6x. I knew I did something wrong. And then negative 6 times negative 3 is going to give me a positive 18. So then 2x squared comes down. Negative 6 and negative 6 is going to give me a negative 12x. And since this 18 is constant, I'm going to add it with my 4 to get a positive 22. And that is my simplified expression. Okay, next problem. We have 3x minus 1 times 2x plus 5. So I'm just going to create my box. It's going to be a 2 by 2. 3x minus 1 and 2x plus 5. So 3x times 2x is going to give me 6x squared. Negative 1 times 2x is going to give me negative 2x. 3x times 5 is going to give me 15x. And then negative 1 times 5 is going to give me a negative 5. My next step is I write my simplified expression. 6x squared. 15 minus 2x is going to give me 13x. And then minus 5. Okay, so that is it for the front page. If you have any questions over the front page, please let us know, because that is all over multiplying polynomials. Okay, let's go on to the back. So the first one says find the sum. If we're finding the sum, that means we're adding. If we're adding, that means we're combining like terms. So I look, x squared, is there anything I can combine with it? No, so I'm just going to bring it down. Negative 5x, I can combine with the 3x. That's going to give me negative 2x. And then 1, I can combine with negative 8, and that's going to give me negative 7. So that would be my answer. Okay, last one, graphing. So first thing, we have y equals 2x plus 3. First, you should realize this is a linear function, so it's going to be a straight line. Our slope is going to be our number next to the x if it's in y equals form. So our slope is 2. The number by itself on the end is our y-intercept. But remember, we write that as an ordered pair. Okay, to graph our line, we're going to do our table. You can plug this into your calculator. Since it's linear, we're going to use -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Our y's are going to be -1, 1, 3, 5, and 7. Again, you can type this into your calculator, hit second graph, and you'll get your table. You then are going to plot your points. So -2, -1, -1, 1, 0, 3, 1, 5, and 2, 7. Okay, those are our points, and then I'm going to draw my line. Oh, that's really... Make sure you put the arrows on the end of your line. Okay, that is all for our notes today. If you have any questions, please let us know.